For me, sport is all about color. By now, you guys know it. Something that I will say is an extremely important accomplishment. They were off color. It was as if they did not have a thought or a plan B. Hello and welcome to another edition of Sports Nostalgia and the India-South Africa series is on. हम सब मैच देख रहे हैं. India-South Africa एक इंटरेस्टिंग सीरीज होना चाहिए. वाइट बॉल सीरीज भी इसके बाद है. तो आई डिसाइडेड कि मेरा जो फेवरेट इंडिया-साउथ अफ्रीका एनकाउंटर है आज उसके बारे में आपसे बात करेंगे. In this edition of Sports Nostalgia, I will talk about that particular encounter which I will never forget. 1993, the Hero Cup semi-final at the Eden Gardens, one of my favorite stadiums, मेरा घर का स्टेडियम कोलकाता में. एंड वो पहला मैच है अंडर लाइट्स एट द ईडन गार्डन्स. जो फ्लड लाइट आज हम ऑलमोस्ट टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड करते हैं ना, वो पहला फ्लड लाइट एनकाउंटर ईडन गार्डन्स में हुआ था. दिस पर्टिकुलर एनकाउंटर इंडिया वर्सेस साउथ अफ्रीका, द हीरो कप सेमीफाइनल. और मैं I was 1976 born, so I was 17 years old. And I was wearing, at that point in time, a new shirt company, a very well-known shirt company had come to India for the first time. So I was wearing a brand new shirt because it was the festive season, Durga Puja ke baad, Dashera ke time, Kali Puja time in Calcutta. So a lot of festivities going on. India hadn't scored too many. Clearly, India hadn't scored too many, and all of us expected South Africa to win. Last over, hardly few runs to get. Everybody thought that India will go with one of the established bowlers, maybe with Kapil Dev because he still had an over left. And all of a sudden, we could see Sachin Tendulkar walk towards the captain and Kapil Dev. There was a kind of a conference, and he asked for the ball. And I asked Sachin later that why did you ask for the ball in that particular instant? And he said, look, the idea was that I was the only bowler who the South Africans had not played for the entire 49 overs of the match. So there will be a bit of a novelty factor. Otherwise, 6 runs, Brian McMillan batting, he was at that point in time in top-notch form. How can you expect that you will stop Brian McMillan? Kapil Dev had bowled, Kapil Paji had bowled quite a lot that particular game. So everybody knew what to expect from a Kapil Dev. When Sachin Tendulkar took the ball at the Eden Gardens, believe me, none of us thought that India could make it. Fast forward 5 balls, and then all of a sudden the entire Eden Gardens was about to erupt like a volcano. Wicket had fallen. Brian McMillan, was stifled. Alan Donald was there as well. All of a sudden, South Africa under the cosh, under pressure. And I remember Sachin telling me that he told Vijay Yadav that go and stand at the back. Do not stand, because he said, that if you bat like this, oftentimes an edge happens and can go right beside the keeper, either through third man or through fine leg, and can go for a boundary. India had to save a boundary. So he told Vijay Yadav, go back and stand parallel to short fine. So even if the ball trickles past, you will be able to field that particular ball. That's exactly what happened. If you go and see the last ball of that match, it goes there, and Vijay Yadav, who was standing there, based on the field placement by Tendulkar, he fielded that ball. India had won an incredibly famous match. And you know what I did? I, being a middle-class Bengali, clearly, pleasantly plump man, I opened my shirt and started, taking it like a torch a la Saurav Ganguly at Lord's. Lit it like a torch, not me only. All of Eden Gardens under floodlights, we were all twirling our shirts like a torch. So I came home in my vest, and my mother, Bengali middle-class Bhadralok housewife, saw me, and her son, how on earth can he do this? So it was a heck of a night in Calcutta. None of us will ever forget that particular encounter when you talk about the history of India v South Africa. Go ask Sachin. He will also tell you it is one of his best ever white ball matches. Fast forward to the white ball tour starting the 19th of January. Can India repeat something similar? Can India go on to win a famous series in South Africa like they did the last time round? Can India go on and redeem themselves? Hero Cup was a six-nation tournament, almost like an ICC tournament. Can India go on and redeem themselves at the ICC stage? These are questions that will create more episodes of Sports Nostalgia going forward. I hope you enjoyed this one. More to come from the stable of Sports Nostalgia. Keep watching Revsportz. For me, sport is all about color. By now, you guys know it. Something that I will say is an extremely important accomplishment. They were off color. It was as if they did not have a thought or a plan B.